How has the jab live on air been received in the US? Has it had its desired effect to convince others to follow suit?
I must say it has, because here's the top person who's the next president who's willing to take a chance on this and knows that it's a safe vaccine and it works in the vast majority of cases, it works very well. And so he was a boost of confidence for the people to see him do that. As some of the other well-known people are doing it too, including celebrities, to get the regular folks to say, these people are doing it, I could probably do it as well.
And he also credited Donald Trump for getting the vaccine to the United States so quickly. Yet, Peter, Donald Trump hasn't actually gotten the vaccination himself yet.
He hasn't, but I must say that that was a good thing that Joe Biden credited Donald Trump. I credited him also a couple of weeks ago on your show, because President Trump did put a big effort into getting this vaccine with Operation Warp Speed right away. And yet he's not having the vaccine himself. He's saying that he's waiting for his doctors to tell him when it's okay to have it, and they're holding back on it. So it's quite interesting to look at that happening. But I think he should follow Joe Biden's suit and get it done, so people will see that he believes in it also, and his followers will be more likely to go ahead and take it. And there are millions of them, obviously, in the country right now.
Yeah, that's right. Joe Biden's got it. Kamala Harris will get it next week. What does it say about the president-elect's plans when it does come to coronavirus? We know that that was one of his big spills during his speech when he did win the election. What does it say that he's getting ready to go and trying to curb the spread in the United States?
It's extremely important, because the distribution of the vaccine and having the infrastructure in place and putting funding behind it is what Biden is all about. And without that, it will not be successful. That's why we need the plans that Harris and Biden are putting forth to be carried out fully. And that's going to happen, it looks like. And I think it's very important that it does. And so people are encouraged by that. It's a very wonderful thing. And I really hope it continues.
Now, speaking of the election, Donald Trump, Peter, appears to be remaining fixated on his failed bid to overturn that election result. Some of his advisors have reportedly floated the idea of invoking martial law. Is that likely to materialise?
It's just a tragedy that President Trump is continuing to push this when many, many Republican leaders, including Mitch McConnell and a whole lot of other people and the members of Congress, have said, listen, this election was legitimate. There's no widespread fraud in any case that would overturn it. Just accept it, and let's be having a peaceful transfer of power, which is so important in the middle of this crisis of COVID. When you have, over 18 million Americans infected with this, and you have almost 4,000 dying per day. So to focus on the real problems domestically with this terrible COVID crisis, and to have foreign policy security and assure our allies that we're with them, we need to move forward here. And President Trump is dragging this out. It is very dangerous and tragic. And he's actually using one last-ditch effort, saying that if two or more members of the House, one in the Senate and one in the House, would assent to it on January 6th, they can challenge the results and try to overturn the Electoral College of Votes. This is a very dangerous place to be, but it's something he will try to do, it looks like, and hopefully it won't drag out for a whole day or more.
How do you see this playing out, Peter? It's now gone on for the last few weeks or so. Do you think there's any chance of Donald Trump actually now being able to overturn these results?
I don't believe he'll be able to overturn them, because after all, in the end, the raw numbers are there. And the Democrats have the majority in the House, and both houses, the House and the Senate, have to agree to throw out certain electoral votes from the 6 states that are going to be challenged. And they're not going to do it in the House. Even the Senate, many, many Republicans in the Senate have actually now come to see this common sense in just going forward with the new elected president. And so they're not going to back this effort. So I think a majority in both the House and Senate will vote down the efforts of the Trump people to try to overturn the results. And that's a good thing for the American democracy, because we are one of maybe the country that actually provided this continuity of leadership many, many, many years. In fact, a couple of centuries ago, smooth transition of leadership from one administration to the other. That's a hallmark of American democracy, which the world has picked up on. I think it's a wonderful thing that should continue and should not be challenged in this very egregious way that it's being done. I think we'll be fine, though.